Welcome back to another episode of Lucid Daily, the number one spot for Lucid news and information on a daily basis. Today, there was quite a bit of news, so let's go ahead and get started. And my apologies for getting this video out so late. I did have some technical issues, but we should be rocking and rolling now. Lucid was down 4.16% during the day today, down 2% in the after hours. However, they were not alone. Tesla was also down 2.4% and down 0.75% in the after hours. Rivian definitely took the gold medal home for biggest loss of the day, 6% during the day, 12.7% in the after hours. Basically, just a super high level overview of what happened to Rivian is they had 40,000 expected deliveries in 2022. They revised that down to 25,000 deliveries. Lucid investors are no strangers to revisions down. Rivian has produced just 1,410 vehicles year to date through March 8th. That is well below the Wall Street first quarter estimates of 4,000. Thus, why Rivian is down 12.7%. Let's get to the Lucid news. So, yesterday night it was released that the Lucid CEO PeterRawlinson had about $160 million worth of stock sold, but Gary Black kind of helped clear that up this morning and said, "I'm no fan of Lucid, but CEO Rawlinson shares were withheld and sold by the company to pay tax withholding on vesting of new shares, not relevant." So I'm not going to dig into this too much further. Don't have anything else to add, but if you guys do want to follow me on Twitter and just to keep track of the things that I'm tweeting out during the day, go ahead and give me a follow at McKay on Twitter. Next, it does look like Lucid did receive an over-the-air update where Lucid's onboard connectivity, diagnostics, and wireless communication systems to provide a better experience for over-the-air updates. I don't know if this will help with the Alexa or anything like that. This may just be a back-end thing that end users won't really see. Next, you did have Travis Morgan notice a bubble on the sidewall of his tires. Lucid sent a technician out from California the next day to replace it. They were super friendly and professional. That's just really good to see that they continue to keep up professional servicing. I wouldn't expect anything less. And after a long 24 hours of anticipation, Lucid released their YouTube video of PeterRawlinson going over the Lucid battery and kind of just like the Lucid components that go along with the battery. Absolutely fascinating. 36 minutes long. I highly encourage you to watch it. I was going to watch it with you guys, but once I saw it was 36 minutes, I was like, maybe we'll wait. But I do want to show you guys my favorite segment. It's just a couple minutes long. Then we'll talk about why it's my favorite segment, and then we'll do a brief overview about what I thought about the whole thing. So let's watch my favorite part.
So last but not least is how we wire all these cells together. Remember, we've got 10 groups of 30 in parallel. Now, when we look at the flashlight, we look at the negative being on one end of the cell and the positive on the other. But there's an interesting feature of these lithium-ion cylindrical cells is that the negative comes all the way around right to the top. So let me just illustrate that. A cell here. All right. So not only is that negative, and there's the positive end there, but right round to this lip here, that's negative. And remember, we want to link negative to positive to step up the voltage. So we don't actually have to use one end to connect positive and the other to connect negative. We can actually put both connections at the same end of the cell. And that's what we do so that we can have the cooling on the one end of the cell here, and we have to all the electrical connections, the positive and the negative here. And in order to span across these rows, these 3 rows of 10 cells in that series group, we have this bus bar configuration, these aluminum brush bars, and this is all integrally molded in this single shot injection molding, this entire assembly. These bus bars are not glued in, they're actually encapsulation molded in this plastic injection molding. And it's an absolute breakthrough. It's a one-shot deal. It's going to revolutionize mass industrialization of the semi-structural modules. But let me show you in detail how we do that and how our learning from our racing experience has really helped.
So I did just want to explain why that was my favorite part. The main reason it was because I had no idea you could get the positive and the negative both on the top. It does seem a lot more efficient the way that they had those connected. So that was just like my favorite engineering part that I didn't know a ton about. And I thought that was super interesting how they can do all that casting in like a one take and it's not glued down or anything like that. My overview on the video is PeterRawlinson. The more I listen to him talk about engineering, the more I realize that there are very few CEOs that are as well versed in the very bottom law, like the very low level physics that he is. Like, there's a handful of CEOs, I'm sure that we can all think of a couple, but he understands the battery technology literally from the laws of physics itself to how to assemble the car with the battery. So it's extremely encouraging as an investor to see the CEO have that much knowledge when it comes to the actual product. So as an investor in the product, I'm extremely optimistic, and that helped instill a lot of trust in me. And the second thing is, as an investor, I also am looking forward to seeing Lucid continue to push these great products forward and hopefully reach the goals and revisions that they have recently set. So I look forward to that. If you guys have gotten any sort of value from this, consider subscribing. We cover Lucid on a daily basis, all the news and information, middle of the road opinion. Also, if you have any sort of questions, leave them down in the comments and I'll be sure to answer them. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and like always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.